Okay, so this is Show Me, Tell Me. The first things we're going to do is check the stuff under the bonnet. So my friend and confidant Al is going to open the door and release the bonnet catch. So if we do that. Okay. Just down under the passenger footwell, just demonstrated there by Al. Brilliant. There's a little catch just on the underside there. It comes up. And the yellow lever comes towards us into the clip. Okay, so if you could tell me where you would check your oil and how would you check the oil?
Okay.
How would you check it's got sufficient amount?
This is where you'd find the oil.
That's it, right, it's with the dipstick. So what would you do? Yeah.
Remove the dipstick, wipe it clean.
Yeah.
Put the dipstick back in.
Yeah.
Take it back out again.
So, and where should the level be?
And the level should be between the minimum and the maximum.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we'll move on to another question and we'll say windscreen washer fluid. Where would you check it and how would you check it?
You find the windscreen washer fluid on the right hand side.
That's it.
And it has a level marker just on the edge here.
Yep.
And you would make sure it's around that area.
That's fine. Good. Okay. So, and coming on to hydraulic brake and clutch fluid, where would you find that?
Okay. This is in this far left corner.
That's it.
And you'd want to make sure there is a level, two levels here, minimum and maximum. If it's between the two, that's fine.
Okay. So the last one coming up under the bonnet is the coolant.
This is where you'd find the coolant.
That's it. Put me on that side of it.
And again, there's a gauge on the side, and it should be between the minimum and the maximum.
That's it. That's fine. Okay, so we'll drop the bonnet down. Good. And then we'll move on to the tyres. Tell me how you check the tyres are in a roadworthy condition. We can use this offside front tyre as an example.
So it should be minimum 1.6 mil on the centre treads and the side.
That's it. So the central 3/4 is what we made, isn't it? Okay. Anything else about the tyre? What shouldn't
we should be looking for gouges out the sides.
Okay. Yep. So the wall of the tyre, which we can just sort of show you here on the video. There shouldn't be any damage to the wall of the tyre. That's the other thing we're looking for. We can see there's no damage there that's visible. Right, so sometimes in certain situations what the examiner will ask, he'll ask you to, as you're walking out to the car at the start of the test, he might say to you, right, show me how you check your brake lights are working on this car. Put the ignition on but don't start the engine. When you put your foot on the brake, I'll check that the lights are working. So if you can do that for me out. Okay, so another question he could ask you when you're walking out to the car at the beginning of the test is to do with indicators. He would say, show me how you check the indicators are working on this car. So if you do that for me out. That's it, we'll just make sure we don't get run over. So all Al done there is he's put the hazard warning switch on, which I've never met an examiner yet that doesn't like you doing that. So you would then expect him to walk all the way around the car just to check all the lights are working. You've got the two there at the back, two on the front wings. See the front ones flashing away there nicely as well. And then that one there as well is good. And then the one on the side. Now moving inside the car to do the show me, tell me questions, we'll start with saying, show me how you check the hooter or the horn is working.
Okay, you would push the centre of the steering wheel.
So if you show me that.
Okay.
And we can there quite see clearly it's working. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so moving on, if you could tell me how you check your headlights and tail lights were working.
Okay, you would turn on your ignition, switch on your headlights, and you would walk around the car to check that they were working.
Yep, that's fine. Okay, so again, moving on to the next question, which we can say, it can be anything really. We can say, show me how you check your handbrake for excessive wear.
Okay, put your foot on the brake.
Yep.
Turn on your engine.
Yep.
And you would lift the handbrake to a point where it was holding the car without pulling it all the way up, just so that it was holding the vehicle.
So that's holding the car, yep, that's fine, okay. And if you can now tell me how you would check your brakes were working, just your ordinary brakes, before you started off on a journey.
Okay, switch on your engine, move forward slowly and apply the brake allowing the car to stop.
Yep, and how should the pedal feel?
The pedal should feel hard.
And what shouldn't the car do?
And the car should not be moving from side to side.
That's it. Or pull to one side,
pull to one side.
That's fine. Okay, and if you can tell me how you would adjust your head restraint to provide the best protection in the event of a collision.
You would push the button on the side, and you would lift it to the point where it was around level with your eye line, supporting the back of your head.
That's it. Yep, that's fine. Good. Okay, so moving on to some ignition related questions now. If we say to ourselves, right, okay, show me how you would check your power steering is functioning properly in this car.
Okay, with the engine on, you would turn the steering wheel left and right, and you would feel resistance. You would turn on the engine.
That's it.
And then you'd be able to feel it moving left and right very smoothly.
Nice and easily with no problems, yeah, that's good. Fine. Okay, so if you leave the engine running, because we can do the other ignition related questions.
Okay.
And if you would show me how you would activate your front and rear wash wipe.
Okay, front and rear wash wipe would be a pull towards you.
Okay, if you just do that for me again, and I can show the watches that it comes up onto the screen when you pull that lever.
And again, it's pull towards you.
That's it. Okay, and what about the rear screen? How would you activate that again? So same lever.
Okay, rear screen, push away from you.
That's it. Away from you and hold. No, away from you and hold. If I just show you in the interior mirror here, you can see if you just do that. I'll go around like that. It's much easier if you just do that again for me. Yeah.
Okay, push away and hold.
That's it. Fine. Okay, coming on next to the main beam. How would you activate your main beam on this car?
Okay, your main beam would be lights on.
That's it.
Right.
So if I just show you on the dashboard here, just by zooming in slightly, it's the green light on the dashboard. It just tells you that the headlights are on this car. If I just come out again. Well, we want to activate the main beam, so how do we do that?
Main beam would be left stalk pushed forward.
That's it. Again, I'll just come in nice and gently there with the camera just to show you the blue light is on the dashboard. That's how we would know that the main beam is activated. Just come in a little bit on that. And there's the blue light. Pretty much standard in most vehicles. That's fine, so if you turn the main beam off for me, but leave the lights on.
Main beam off.
And how would you activate the fog light? It's only got a rear fog light on this car, so how would you activate the rear fog light?
So where the main lights are, down on the right hand side,
right hand side there, where you turn the lights
push
on,
the button in.
And then we can quite clearly see there in the thing. And what colour light is that?
That is orange.
That's the orange light on the dashboard, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so if you turn the lights off and turn the fog lights off as well. Brilliant. Okay, and when would you use your fog lights?
You would use your fog lights when visibility is less than 100 metres.
Yep, that's fine. Okay. Right, next question is demisted. Show me how you would clear the screens, the front screen and the rear screen, if they were misted up or iced up.
The front screen you would clear by turning all three dials fully to the right.
That's it, so that clears your front screen. What about your rear screen?
The rear screen is this button.
That's it, just push that.
Push in.
And that's your heated rear screen. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so if you want to turn those off for me.
Okay, rear screen
put them back to their regular settings. That's great. Okay, and just describe to me a little bit, if you can, about what these various vents do that I'm pointing the camera at the moment. What do they do?
So the vents are all movable.
Yep.
And they will allow the flow of air to go to whichever direction you choose to have.
That's it, that's fine. So you can do your side windows and things like that if they're right. So, yeah, that's good, that's fine. Okay, so carrying on with our questions inside the car. If you could tell me how you would check your brake lights are working if you were on your own.
Okay, you can move the car into a position where the lights will reflect on something behind you.
Yep.
Or
like a shop window or something like that.
Shop window, yep.
Yeah.
Or a wall. Or you could ask a pedestrian walking by just to check if they're working.
Yep, that's fine. Okay, that's brilliant.